Let's get right into it. Number 10. Screening your calls. Imagine it's 1940 and your phone rings. That sound might as well be a ticking time bomb because you have to answer it. There's no caller ID, no voicemail, no, I'll text you back later. Could be your mom calling about dinner. Could be your boss with just a quick question that turns into a 2-hour conversation. Could be a stranger who dialed the wrong number but now wants to tell you their life story. Every single phone call was basically a blind date with destiny. Now we've got more power than a medieval king. We can see who's calling and decide we don't have the emotional energy for Aunt Karen's drama. We can let it go to voicemail while watching their name flash on the screen. It's like having a bouncer for your social life. Back then, if someone called, it was considered rude not to answer. Now, it's totally normal to text someone, "Hey, can I call you?" before actually calling. We've gone from "the phone is ringing, I must answer," to "how dare this person call me without texting first." We all have that one contact in our phone labeled "do not answer" or "spam risk." That's a superpower people in the 1950s would have killed for. Number 9. Using a loyalty card. Imagine telling someone from 1950 that you willingly let companies track everything you buy in exchange for a few pennies off your groceries. They'd think you're crazy. But here we are, with wallets stuffed full of loyalty cards like they're precious treasures. These companies know more about your habits than your own family does. They can predict when you're pregnant, when you're sick, even when you're about to go on a diet. Target once figured out a teenage girl was pregnant before her own father knew, because her shopping habits suddenly included unscented lotion and supplements that pregnant women often buy. The father was furious at Target for encouraging his daughter to get pregnant. Then he had to apologize when he found out his daughter actually was pregnant. These companies can even predict major life changes based on sudden shifts in shopping patterns, like when someone suddenly starts buying frozen dinners for one. And what do we get in exchange for letting companies become digital stalkers? A whopping 50 cents off that box of cereal you were going to buy anyway. It's like hiring a private investigator to follow you around, but instead of you paying them, they give you pocket change to let them do it. Number 8. Opening a can with a pull tab. Imagine you're thirsty in 1958. You grab a cold drink from the fridge, but there's no pull tab. Instead, you had to stab your way into the can like a beverage assassin. You needed a special tool called a church key, a sharp, pointy piece of metal to punch triangular holes in the top of the can. One wrong move and you'd end up needing a tetanus shot instead of a refreshing drink. In 1959, an engineer named Ermal Fraze changed everything. At a picnic, he forgot his church key and had to open his drinks on his car bumper. That night, he couldn't sleep, so he invented the pull tab. The first pull tabs were completely removable rings. People tossed them everywhere, turning beaches and sidewalks into metal minefields. Kids made chains out of them. Others dropped them into empty cans, leading to unexpected metal snacks when someone took a drink. It became such a problem that in 1975, they invented the stay-on tab we use today. Number 7. Resetting your password. The average person today has to remember about 100 different passwords. That's like trying to remember the middle names of everyone in your high school class. The new password requirements are insane. Must include one uppercase letter, one number, one symbol, one hieroglyph, and the exact GPS coordinates of where you had your first kiss. You make the new password, feeling confident this is the one you'll remember forever. 3 days later, your password has expired. Please create a new password that cannot match any of your previous 47 passwords. Before computers, the most secure thing people had to remember was where they hid their house key. And even then, there was usually a spare under the mat. Now we're all walking around with dozens of digital keys in our heads, constantly losing them and making new ones. Even password managers just move the problem up one level. Instead of remembering 100 passwords, you just need to remember one. But if you forget that one, you're locked out of your entire digital life. It's like having a safe for all your keys, then losing the key to the safe. Number 6. Snacking from a bag. Imagine trying to explain to your great-grandparents that you just ate dinner by sticking your hand repeatedly into a noisy plastic bag. Before the 1950s, people actually had to put their snacks on a plate like civilized humans. But then the post-war snack industry changed everything. They figured out that if they put chips in these crinkly bags filled with nitrogen gas, they could extend shelf life and protect the product. These bags are basically engineered to make us eat mindlessly. The sound of the bag crinkling actually triggers something in our brain that says, "Keep going, you're having fun." It's like having a tiny cheerleader made of plastic, encouraging you to finish the whole bag. The nitrogen gas they pump into these bags isn't just to protect the chips, It's also to make the bag look fuller than it is. When you open it and find it's half empty, that's not an accident. They call it slack fill, but it's just fancy corporate speak for gotcha. Number 5. Reheating food instantly. The microwave has turned us all into lazy wizards. We're literally shooting radiation at our food to make it hot. If you told someone from 1950 that's how we'd be heating up food, they'd think you were describing some science fiction horror movie. Back in 1945, if you had cold meatloaf, you had two choices: fire up the stove and wait 20 minutes while trying not to burn it, or eat it cold like a cave person. The microwave was actually invented by accident. Percy Spencer was working with radar equipment when he noticed the chocolate bar in his pocket had melted. Instead of changing his pants, he experimented with popcorn next, and suddenly the world of reheating food changed forever. Now we've gotten so used to instant heat that waiting more than 2 minutes feels like an eternity. We microwave our coffee 3 times in one morning because we keep forgetting about it. And while microwave food tastes like disappointment, we still do it, because in this future, patience is dead and our food is always slightly rubbery. Number 4. Expecting supermarkets. Imagine telling your great-grandma you're going grocery shopping. She'd picture you visiting 5 different stores just to make dinner. The butcher for meat, the baker for bread, the greengrocer for vegetables, and probably some guy named Giuseppe for cheese. But today we walk into one massive building, expecting to find everything from fresh salmon to lawn chairs to birthday cards. We grab a cart and wander through this fluorescent-lit maze, picking up things we definitely didn't come for. You go in for milk and leave with 3 scented candles, a beach towel, and fancy mustard you'll never use. Before the 1950s, shopping was a precision strike mission. You'd walk into a store, tell the clerk what you wanted, and they'd get it for you. No impulse buying, no sample stations, no getting lost in the cereal aisle. The whole help yourself concept didn't exist. Walking into an old-time store and grabbing stuff off shelves would make the owner think you're robbing the place. Now we spend hours pushing metal carts around, doing all the work ourselves, and somehow feeling good about it. We've been tricked into doing free labor while paying for the privilege. Number 3. Wearing t-shirts casually. Before the 1950s, wearing a t-shirt as your actual shirt would be like walking around in your underwear today. T-shirts were literally considered underwear. They were those plain white things that guys wore under their real shirts. If you walked around in just a t-shirt, people would think you forgot to finish getting dressed. Then in 1951, Marlon Brando shows up in A Streetcar Named Desire, wearing nothing but a t-shirt, and suddenly, everyone loses their minds. This tough guy is rocking just his undershirt and somehow making it look cool. Then James Dean comes along in Rebel Without a Cause, also rocking the t-shirt look, and just like that, underwear becomes outerwear. The movie studios actually got complaints about Brando wearing underwear on screen. Some theaters even thought it was too scandalous. By the 1960s, t-shirts became a statement. People started putting designs, logos, and messages on them. Your t-shirt could tell everyone what music you liked, what you believed in, or just that you really loved your local pizza place. Number 2. Doing daily showers. Your great-grandparents would think you're crazy for showering every day. Before 1950, most people bathed once a week, usually on Saturday nights. They called it bath night, a whole family event. Everyone would use the same bath water, from the cleanest to the dirtiest family member. Everything changed because of indoor plumbing and clever marketing. In the 1940s, soap companies had a problem. People weren't bathing enough, so they launched massive ad campaigns making people feel insecure about their body odor. They popularized the term BO to shame people into buying more soap. These ads showed beautiful women rejecting guys because they smelled bad, and people not getting jobs because they weren't fresh enough. It worked so well that by the 1960s, daily showers became the norm. Now we feel gross if we skip just one day. Number 1. Putting on a seatbelt. In 1949, cars were metal death traps on wheels. No seatbelts, no safety features, nothing. Most people thought strapping yourself to a car was insane. Their logic was that in a crash, you'd want to be thrown clear of the wreck. Flying through a windshield at 60 miles per hour was somehow considered safer than being strapped in. The person who changed everything wasn't even from the car industry. He was a neuropsychiatrist named Claire Straith who got tired of reconstructing people's faces after car accidents. So he started modifying his own car with safety features, including lap belts. Volvo made 3-point seatbelts standard in 1959. Then, they made the patent free for everyone to use. They gave away a life-saving invention because saving lives was more important than profit. But people were so against wearing seatbelts, they bought t-shirts with fake seatbelts printed on them just to avoid using real ones. Today, we do it automatically. It's a simple habit that would seem completely alien to someone living before 1950. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.